brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like,
Friendship breakups are the absolute worst. Like, I used to cry almost every single day because of me grieving over a friendship.
Hey, it's me, Daejahmariej, and you're now watching Jaw TV. I have a story time for you guys. As you can see by today's title, I've been wanting to speak about this for a very, very long time. I'm pretty sure that most of us have went through a period in our life where we were in isolation and we couldn't understand why we were in isolation, and we asked God, we cried to God for a very, very long time about why were we put into isolation. Why is it so hard to make friends? Because it's so hard to make friends in your 20s. Just adulthood period, it's so hard. It's very hard. I didn't even think that it would be this hard. I just feel like I was bamboozled, like I've been robbed, because when I was a child, I wouldn't say I couldn't wait till I got older, because I very much enjoyed my childhood. I very much enjoyed being a child. But as a child, I couldn't help but to envision what my life would be like in my adulthood. And I swore up and down like I was gonna have all these friends, I'm gonna go clubbing, I'm gonna be doing these big things, which I have. I've done a lot of big things. But I thought I was gonna live in this high rise condo in downtown New York. and, and I don't know, I just feel like I'm very qualified to talk about this topic or speak on this topic because I am 25, so I'm in my mid 20s. And you guys, in my early 20s, I was in isolation for years. I want to say I was in isolation for like a good 3 years into my 20s, I would say. You know what? No, it was longer than that. I want to say it's been 6 years. I think it's been 6 years. Imagine being in isolation for 6 years and you're pleading with God and you're crying to God and you're wondering why it's so hard to make friends. You're wondering why your friends have walked away or went away. I was just in a state of confusion. I was depressed. It took that one friend where it just sent me over the edge. So we're gonna speak on this one friend. And I'm also gonna touch on, like, that transition between high school, post grad, you're discovering yourself, you're transitioning from adolescent to young adult, and you're just being like shitted out into the world, and you're expected to figure things out. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to introduce y'all to this character who was a very, very close friend of mine, and we were like sisters. And then just out of nowhere, like, she faded away out of my life. And I promise you, nothing happened. Like, legitimately nothing happened. She just stopped talking to me. And I just noticed, like, a lot of other people that I was friends with from high school that I thought we were like this, but we really like this, they did the same thing. And I just couldn't figure out why. And I used to like kick myself for it because I used to think that I did something wrong. But I had to realize, like, girl, you didn't do nothing wrong. You literally did nothing. This character that I was like very, very close with, everybody that we went to school with thought we were best friends, but they also thought that we were related. Like, people used to come up to us and be like, "Are you guys twins?" Because I guess we looked alike, or whatever case may be. We both wore glasses. We both had curly hair. Both pretty girls. Both was like, similar complexions. And name her Allison. I met Allison in the 10th grade, right? And Allison was the main reason why I had joined the marching band in our school. And I had so much fun. I really have so much fun. And, you know, if we were on speaking terms or talking terms, like, I would thank her too, like, today. Like, girl, thank you so much for introducing marching band to me, because I feel like marching band changed my life. It boosted my confidence in a whole nother level. So if you guys are in high school, or I don't know, if you're like, you didn't get a chance to do extracurriculars in high school and you're going into college or you're going to university, I would say join something, get into something, be active, because it feels so nice to be a part of something, especially something great, especially something that's fun. And you're with a group of people, you can make a lot of friends. Like, one class together in 10th grade. So that's where like everything had started. We were cool. Mind you, we went to middle school with each other, but we didn't really cross paths like that. No way. So 10th grade, okay, we cool, we friends, and then we became closer and closer and closer and closer. So I want to say, like, I just noticed, you know, every time she would get in a relationship, she would act indifferent. She would become distant, and it wasn't just me. It was just with like all her other friends too, and mutual friends that we had or whatever, because we was also in a friend group. So we noticed, well, yeah, I'll say we noticed that she was just getting distant, and that's just the type of person that she was, that or she is. That whenever she gets in a relationship, she don't know her friends no more. Okay, boom. So I ended up getting into a long-term relationship that I'm currently still in. Yes, me and my boyfriend, or my boyfriend and I are high school sweethearts. That never gave me an excuse to abandon my friends or whatever the case may be, right? But that's just how she was. So okay, I want to say, like, this is where I really started to like feel like, well, dang, like what happened to us? What happened to our friendship? So it got close time to where it was like grad bash. Me and her were supposed to meet up or something. Like we were supposed to meet up at the park or whatever because we were on different buses. Once we all got off the bus, we would have to like meet up with each other. Okay, boom. That didn't happen. Like she ghosted my ass. I was trying to look all over her, couldn't find her. It was hard to contact her through the phone and all kind of stuff. So I ended up having to like find my way and like, you know, meet up with other friends that I had and at the time or whatever, which I'm not friends with that person anymore because that shit crashed and burned. She was a piece of shit. But that's another story time for another day or whatever case may be. But I may touch upon it a little bit in this video. She was mainly hanging out with people in a group that she was in. Our school had ROTC or JROTC, right? And if you guys don't know what that is, it's just basically like military shit. So she was hanging out with them kids. Those are her people. I wasn't in ROTC, right? So I'm like, well, dang, like she with her ROTC people, I can't compete with that. So I just let it be. At least I still was able to hang out with some other people or whatever while we was at like during at grad bash at Universal Studios. And I was an adventure, sorry. After high school, okay, boom. I ended up having a graduation party. I ended up having a graduation party that I did not want because the reason why I didn't want it because my mom gave me an ultimatum is either throw a graduation party or she gets me a car. I chose the car. Didn't get the car, I got the party instead. But whatever, I was grateful because at least I was able to celebrate, like such an accomplishment of graduating high school with, family and only family. Because why I say that? I had invited friends and nobody showed up. Literally nobody showed up. Now you guys are probably wondering, like, dang, so what happened to your two high school friends that you're still friends with to this day? So let me get into that real quick. So one of them, I wasn't talking to them, like we had fell out because they were friends with somebody that was talking shit about me and I was gonna get ready to fight her. So I just felt like at the time, like I got over it or whatever because I had spoke about it with my friend and we had squashed it, or not really squashed it, but we, just let bygones be bygones. So I just felt like, how you gonna be friends with somebody that's talking shit about me and I was gonna get ready to fight them in class? How you gonna let somebody talk shit about me in front of you? And my whole thing was like, so while they was talking shit about me in front of you, what did you say? That was my whole thing. But I don't remember what happened. That's like history. I don't care about that no more. I grown from. He wasn't invited. But had I had invited him, he would have showed up because that's just the type of person that he is, even to this day. So I wish I wasn't like acting so immature and petty or whatever, or just wasn't so deep into my feelings where I didn't invite him because at least I would have that one friend. Now my other friend, her mom was very very strict and was pretty much like having her on lockdown and shit. So she wasn't able to make it. All the other friends, they just didn't say shit. Like they didn't like say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I can't make it." Da da da. I want to say maybe like a good two of them said, like, hit me up and was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I can't make it. This, that, blah, blah, whatever, for whatever case may be." Okay, cool. Like I'm I'm cool with that. Like, at least you let me know, you know what I mean? Instead of just ghosting me. So all the people that had ghosted me and didn't say shit and be like, hey, I couldn't make it, and it just straight up ignored me or whatever the case may be, I had cut them off. So there's that. Allison, I believe, was one of the ones who didn't say shit at all. So guess what happened? She was one of the ones who kind of got like let go, you know what I mean? I was pretty hot about that. Like, I don't think she said it. Like, I don't think she told me like she couldn't make it or whatever. For somebody who you looked at as a sister, would expect more of them. Fast forward, we're deep into summertime and we kind of like was reconnected a little bit, but it was just through social media. We wasn't like talking to each other on the phone like how we used to. We were just pretty much sending each other like Instagram videos, like the funny videos and memes and all kind of stuff. And at the time I had a spam page, so she was on my spam page as well. And we would kind of like converse just like slightly here and there, whatever the case may be. So even during that time, I had like this big falling out with another friend because she thought that it was cute to make fun of me and brag about how, like she didn't go to my party, F my boring ass party, da da da, all kind of stuff. Because I was upset with her because she was also one of the ones who just didn't straight up say shit, like didn't at least have the courtesy to say like, hey, I can't make it to your party, I'm sorry, da da da, whatever the case may be. So she decided to like make a whole entire post dedicated towards me to talk shit about me and trash me and say all kind of shit. So like it was a big falling out and it was just too much. Mind you, like that girl was also friends with like my current like, high school friend. They were friends at the time, but current like they're not friends anymore because he had to soon realize like she wasn't a good person. It traumatized me as well. Like it broke my heart because I just thought that like me and this girl was like better than that. We were friends. I thought we were cool, but we really wasn't. So all right, back to Allison. Just goes. She's off the radar and nobody knows why and all that type of stuff. And then next, she just kind of like reappears. So by the time she had reappeared, it's been months. Like it's well into a new year. I had got my first job. I was working at Five Guys. Me and Allison's relationship or friendship has been strained because she's acting funny, she's acting weird. And I was beating myself about it for a long time because I was trying to figure out like, did I do something wrong? Did I do this? Did I do that? And the reason why I was trying to figure out if I did something wrong because the relationship that she was in high school during our 12th grade year, the type of boyfriend that she had was like, he was very possessive and overbearing, and he purposely isolated her away from us. And when I say us, I mean like me and like other mutual friends. He purposely isolated her because he felt like, oh, we were bad influences. I don't see how we were bad influences because we weren't doing like we weren't typical teenage girls, but we were on no fuck shit. You know what I mean? Like we wasn't doing no crazy stuff. So it was just a way for him to just have her all to himself. Like I said, reappears back onto the radar, like onto social media, like, okay, there's signs of life. And I decided to hit her up because, I just feel like it's time, like it's overdue and it's time for us to like, be with each other. So when she um came back onto social media, it's been revealed that she went into the military, right? And now that she's like basically back in town or whatever, like she had, I guess, I don't know what it's called, like is it technically like you graduated from the program and now you're in the military or the case may be? I don't know what it's called. Like please comment down below and let me know what it is. We're talking and I decided to plan for us to go somewhere to hang out. She was all in for it and we set a date and a time. This particular day and time, I was at work, and what was supposed to happen was I was supposed to get off work, change into my, like going out clothes, and then we were gonna catch the bus together and go somewhere out to eat. You know how when you're trying to like make a confirmation with somebody or just confirm that, okay, are the plans still on? That's what I was doing the entirety of my shift while I was at work. And she ignored me. Like, no, I want to say she did. She ignored me because I had to text her on Snapchat because I don't think I had her number, because I had got a new phone because my previous phone that had her number had broke. So I had to get a new one. She knew that I got a new phone because I posted about it on my spam, and she was the main one who commented and was like, "Dang, what happened?" Da, da, da. And I explained to her what happened. So she knew that I had a new phone. So I don't know. Let me know. Like, should I have just asked for her number, or should she have just been like, "Oh, girl, here's my number in case you need to reach me," da da da, whatever, whatever. So, all right, that's what I was saying. Text her on Snapchat, like, "Hey, I'm just making sure that we're still on for today." No response. I gave myself this like ultimatum that if she don't reach back out to me in the next 30 minutes, because like I had like a little bit time left on the clock to until I went home, if she don't hit me back up, no, I think I gave her more than 30 minutes. I gave her way more than 30 minutes. I want to say like a good 2 hours to hit me back up, so I can decide whether I catch the bus home or do I catch the bus to the area that we were supposed to meet up with. I needed to know like what's up, because I don't want to have to, like, if I gotta go home, I don't want to miss the bus to go home. It's time to punch out. I hit her up again, no response. They didn't even open it, nothing. And I see that she posted a recruiter. So I just felt like, well, dang, if you ended up being busy, why couldn't you just have let me know? Why did you have to ghost me? Why did you have to do me like that? You know what I mean? I just felt like she just should have just kept an open line of communication with me, so I could like at least know, you know what I mean? And not just be stood up. I just felt like that wasn't right. I got stood up. I was pretty bummed about it. I was broken heart about it. And I went home, and I think I ended up telling my mom what happened, because she had asked me, what happened, like, why are you home so early or whatever. I thought you were supposed to hang out. And I let her know what happened, and she was just like, hey, at least you tried. Can't nobody say that you didn't try, or whatever case may be. So since you tried, it didn't work out, she stood you up, leave the situation alone. That's not your friend anymore. Did not want to accept that, but I had to accept it. And I remember I friendship breakups are the absolute worst. I was depressed over her. That was the last time I heard from her. From, us. Oh, I'm over here scratching my boob on camera. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but I'm human. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Friendship ended over what? Exactly? I don't know. I couldn't get over that friendship for like a good 2 years. I remember discussing, this separation with another mutual friend that was a part of the friend group. Um, our particular friend group, because it was three of us in band that would always stick together with each other. She's gonna watch this. Hey boo, love you so much. You're like one of my top supporters, and I really appreciate you so much. I really do. I really, really do appreciate you so much. I like, you know, like I still consider her a friend at least. You know what I mean? Um, it is so funny because in my previous story times that she had watched, she didn't realize like how close we were, like as like friends or whatever, or like she didn't realize how like tight our friendship was back in high school. And I'm just like, girl, how the fuck you don't remember? Like, we're there for pretty much every freaking thing that happened in my life. Discussing with her like how I felt about the situation. And at that time, I can't remember when I think it was like months later, like months and months later. Now Allison is in a new relationship, and she winds up pregnant with her first child. And I wind up speaking on the situation of how, like, basically I'm broken, like I'm hurt by this whole entire situation. I can't remember what the conversation exactly entailed, but I felt like, and I'm being very, very honest, I felt like to some degree, like to certain people that I was talking to, I felt like they were taken up for Allison because at the time she was pregnant. So they felt like, oh, you should give her another chance, or just reach out to her because, you know, she's pregnant and the hormones and this, that. And my whole thing was like, no, this don't got nothing to do with hormones. She did me dirty before she even got pregnant, before pregnancy even became a thought in her mind. So I just felt like people were just making excuses for her because she was pregnant at the time. And I just wasn't like, I wasn't feeling it. And that, I feel like that kind of created some sort of a wedge between like me and like the friend that I was speaking to the situation about. Like, it created sort of a wedge because I just felt like, well, dang, how can you not see the bigger picture? Like, how could you not see what went wrong? You know what I mean? After that, I've never heard from the girl again. Like, I think I congratulated her on her first pregnancy because, like, that's when, you know, I had her on social media or whatever. I like, yeah, like that was just the last time. And then I remember, you know, at least trying to do little things where like it involves her. Like, let's say I were to post something and I were to tag her, she would just open it and just look at it and just not respond to it. Or I could like comment on something, or I could like try to swipe up on something and, you know, try to interact with her. It wouldn't work. She wouldn't interact back. And I just felt like that was just very weird. And that's like just very, very weird acting, I would say. Since the energy wasn't being reciprocated, I just did the situation altogether. And I, at that moment, I realized like, I'm over her. I'm over her. I moved on. um I can say now I'm completely healed from the situation because this is how I know. This is how I know. I can hardly remember certain things about her. Like, I don't know the new her. I don't know the new her. I only know the old her. I don't know the new her. I don't know mommy version of Allison. I don't know adult version of Allison. I don't know her. So I put in my head like, I literally do not know this girl. I don't. And maybe we weren't as close as I thought we were. I thought she cared about me, like how I cared about her, because I cared about her tons. I truly loved that girl. Like, I loved her like she was my very own sister. I loved her like as if my mom pushed her out her cooter herself. That's how much I loved her. And that's how much I valued our friendship. So I just feel like it was very tough. And that was like basically the catapult into me being in isolation. I feel like God put me in isolation for those years to show me something, to help build me up, to help strengthen me. You know what I mean? I also had prayed away, you know, the enemy. I prayed away evil. I prayed away people that didn't deserve or didn't need to be in my life, or didn't serve any purpose to my life, or didn't mean me any well into my life. I prayed those people away and it worked. It worked. And scary enough, it even translated into like my relationship with certain family members. Like, you got to be very, very careful and have to be intentional on what exactly you want to pray to God for, because he answers those. Like, once he answers those prayers, be prepared on what's on the other side of those prayers. Be prepared on what ends up being revealed due to your prayer that you made to God. Be prepared. Some people aren't just meant to be there. So if you guys are going through a friendship breakup, you will get over it. Like, this too shall pass. It will pass. It's going to pass. Like, you're gonna get over it. You're gonna heal from the situation. You're gonna move on and you become better, and you're gonna meet new people. You may even rekindle a relationship that you had, or friendship what you had back in the past, and that friendship may be 10 times better than the friendship that you had with that person that you thought you guys were like this, but y'all was really like this. You're not alone. You're never alone. Trust me, you're never alone. But if you ever do want somebody to reach out to or speak to or talk to, I'm here. Well, child, I forgot to add too, like, I used to cry. I start crying, just know the situation is real bad. Almost every single day because of me grieving over a friendship that I had with Allison. Like, I used to freaking cry, like hard down cry, be depressed, be curled up in a ball in my bed crying. I used to cry to my boyfriend all the time and be like, I'm upset because I don't have any friends anymore. Like, I don't have friends. I don't have anybody to hang out with. I'm seeing all these people that I used to hang out with all these other people. Why aren't I good enough to hang out with? Why aren't I good enough to where somebody could pick up the phone and be like, "Hey girl, what you doing? You want to do this? You want to do that? Um, I'm gonna invite you to this, that, and the third, or whatever the case may be." I feel like, dang, y'all think I'm lame or something? Like I'm boring, I can't have fun, or whatever the case may be. Because I'm a very adventurous person. I'm not really the type of person to party, so that was maybe the big reason why, like, I wouldn't really get invited to places back then. That's it. Bye, y'all.
Snatched up, dirty ass, baby girl, you need to back up.